Hello folks, Ogre Owner here with what promises to be a very long video as I talk about my coil unwinding machine. I'm going to pause it several times, and I've got a bi-filar, and that means that there's two wires wrapped around a coil. I had three of them. The first one I tried to unwind a couple of days ago using the setup that I had, and I won't even begin to describe the mess that I ended up with. Suffice it to say that by the time I was done, I had 4 spools of wire and had broken the wire in 2 places. That left me with two bundles still to go. And this morning I thought, and by the way, Merry Christmas, because today is Christmas Day 2010. This morning I got up early and said, okay, what can I do to make this work better? And the thought was that I need to feed each of the spools separately. And since I have to be tending the wheel as this is coming out, I made a little piece that I'll show you in just a minute that replaces the center post of the dekinking section. But this morning I did unwind one of the other coils and produced 2 really ugly coils that you'll see that will have to be put through the machine again with me hand doing it to make some kind of a decent looking coil out of it, because I don't yet have an automated system developed. But let's talk a little bit about the unwinding wheel, and let me show you the version 3 section ready to go into storage, and then show you the wheel as it currently sits, set up. Then I'll segue to it all strung and ready to go, and then I'll turn it on and leave it on as I unwind, because you'd think that if they were winding 2 wires at the same time on the same machine to make a degaussing coil and a wheel, that the wires would be pretty much together, and such has not been the case. The first wire that I unwound, it got to the point where I was stopping the machine and wrapping one wire back around the coil because there was so much disparity between the lengths of the 2 wires. The one that I did this morning, it turned out that there was about a 4-foot differential in the lengths of the wires, and so the one that's currently set up on the wheel, I imagine that there'll be that too, and I want you to see as I'm taking it off. I'm going to be paying very close attention to the wheel and just letting the wire go onto the spools willy-nilly as it wants to, which will produce some very, very ugly coils that'll require further processing before they're up to the standards that I expect of coils that I make. So I'm going to pause it right now. Next thing will be the version 3 or version 2, 3, whatever, of the wheel ready to go into storage, although I found a coil that won't fit on the wheel that's on the stand right now, so I may have to put this wheel back together again to get that one. Okay, there is the wheel with the spokes taken out. Here is a set of short spokes that are sitting there with the coil holding attachments, and there are the short pieces, the long spokes. So that's how it would go into storage, and as I said before, with this new version of the wheel, the spokes are the thing that dictate how big of a coil you can handle. So these short spokes tend to be multi-purpose, handle just about most everything you'll find in any monitor or TV you take apart. The long spokes, well, they're there for the time when you find a coil inside that's really, really big. Okay, here is the final version of the adjustable T-track wheel that has a coil on it. This coil is a bi-filar coil. What that means is that it has 2 wires, and if I can zoom in here, what I've got is a bolt through a woodworking type handle. I found that if I put a fender washer between it and the T-track that the handle itself serves to hold the wire on the coil. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just straight, and then the 6th one is my indexing coil. It's one that has 4 handles on it, four handles on it. And when I got them originally, it was the only one designed to have the bolt come through it. One of the things I wanted to be able to do was to put bolts of any length onto the T-track to be able to hold things, and these guys right here, I had to pilot hole and drill and have all kinds of fun getting them so that they would do the same thing. But if you look at this wire here, don't know if you can see it, but there's actually 2 30 gauge wires on this wheel, and if I come back, will it focus better? Don't know. Okay, so that goes down, is going to go down through there, through that guy, into the dekinking tower, and then there's the piece I made this morning. All it is a section of base with a 2x4 screwed into it, and then a vertical piece of wood screwed into it. And then I drilled 2 holes in it that line up with the coil, the bobbins that I've got on the winder. Here are the 2 coils that I made this morning, and they are very ugly coils, but they went on there just freehand because I was paying attention to the dekinking wheel. Now I've got some more bobbins right there that are ready to go. And then over here I've got 19 bobbins that I made that are ready to go out and be drilled. And then down here I have, oh boy, a bunch of coils. And then there are about 35 coils, and then a bunch of littler coils. That is the reason I built this dekinking wheel. Okay, well, that's enough explanation. This video is coming up about 8 minutes. So what I'm going to do is string up, I'll probably terminate this video, string up this wire ready to be dewound, and then videotape me tending this guy, and you can see how far apart my hands get due to things in the coil as we go. So once again, this is Ogre Owner with his degaussing coil, unkinking wheel, signing off here at 8 minutes.